Hey guys, it's Vaughn, and today I partnered with Home Chef to bring you guys this sort of what we eat in a day video, kind of a family edition. I thought this would be a kind of interesting plot twist, seeing as though I'm plant-based, my husband is a carnivore, and my toddler is picky. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this video is sponsored by Home Chef, but there is definitely something in it for you, so keep on watching. First, I'm just going to explain a little bit about how this all works. All you have to do is sign up at homechef.com and set up your taste profile and all your other preferences. Next is the fun part, and that's picking all your meals. To save $30 on your first order, use the link in my description box and enter code Vaughn30. So I already signed up and got my meals. I wanted to get a variety of stuff for me, Anthony, and Ann. So let me just show you guys what I got. My order arrived on time on my doorstep. It was heavily insulated, so you do not have to be home to receive your order. It's not going to spoil or anything. It's got all of the frozen ice packs to keep everything nice and cool and fresh. And I love how everything is compartmentalized and in its own little baggie. It makes it so much easier to organize your meals, especially if you are going to be cooking them later. I didn't cook anything as soon as my delivery arrived. I got everything out of the box and into the fridge, but I love how it was just so organized and easy to put away for the next day. So today is a Monday. Ann does not have daycare. Anthony is at work, so I am picking a meal that she and I can eat together. Usually I try to pick something that is easily converted between vegan and vegetarian because I am plant-based, but Ann is not. Plus the meal needs to be quick because I work from home and I gotta get back to work. So this pizza recipe is perfect. I'm just gonna lay everything out because all of the ingredients for this recipe are all pre-packaged and pre-measured, and so there's not much waste. Everything is just exactly what you need for that actual meal, so I'm loving it. This saves me so much time. So all I'm doing is preparing the mushrooms. I'm going to also prepare the pizza crust and just pop it into the oven for a few minutes. And since I didn't have to measure anything, all of my ingredients got prepped really fast, so now I'm ready for the stovetop part. Y'all should see me in the kitchen on Mondays whipping these lunch meals up, honey, because you know with a toddler they can be really impatient, so I cannot have more than just like a couple of steps for any meal. So once I get those items sauteed, it's time to take the bread out of the oven. I'm just gonna top it with some of this Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, just spreading it out like pizza sauce. I love how I have the small little pack that has exactly the amount that I need. Next, I'm gonna add cheese to Ann's piece of pizza and mushrooms to both. Yep, mushrooms are the best part. These are both gonna go back in the oven for just a couple more minutes to melt the cheese and also just kind of make the barbecue sauce all savory. Out of the oven, I'm just gonna garnish with some cilantro. I'm not gonna put any onions on Ann's pizza because I just know she's not gonna eat it. I am gonna drizzle some of this ranch and barbecue sauce on hers because she's gonna love that. And with stuff like pizza and pasta and things that really hold heat for a while, I like to let it cool for at least a few minutes and cut it up into small bite-sized pieces before I give it to her. But you guys, Ann loved this pizza. Honestly, like, I'm keeping this recipe card because I'm gonna make this again. Now that Ann is squared away and she's enjoying her pizza and I see that she actually likes it, I can now enjoy my pizza. So I'm just gonna add some onion and cilantro garnish to mine and some of that barbecue sauce. No ranch for me, but this was delicious. I also wanted to show you guys how my cooking plans are a little bit different on days when Ann goes to school, when I have to just kind of focus on me and Anthony. So when a day like this occurs, I'm up early and I have to get a quick breakfast in before I leave out, so that's why I opted for this smoothie add-on with Home Chef. I was really happy that everything was pre-measured and ready to go because smoothies can be tedious and kind of a hot mess if you do not have time to cut up all that fruit. So I'm just using a little almond milk in mine instead of the yogurt. I like to blend the fruit first and then take it off, add some ice, and then blend it one final time. This had to be the quickest smoothie ever and there was nothing to clean up. I was able to just put a to-go top on it and leave right out the door. It also tasted really good too. It was the perfect blend of sweet strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries. My favorite, and it only took a couple minutes, so now I can head out and take Ann to daycare. Later in the day, it's about lunchtime. I'm just prepping my lunch. This time I'm just cooking for me. Around this time of day, I'm usually in between projects, so I still need something quick but also really tasty because I like to reward myself when I'm working really hard. So I'm reaching for this Home Chef meal and I'm really excited about it because it has an Asian flair and that's one of my favorite cuisines. I really love how well the recipe cards prepare you for the meal that you're about to cook. It really takes the stress out of it because you already know what you're getting into, so you can better plan and prepare and and all that. So I'm just going ahead and cutting up my mushrooms and then my broccoli. I'm just really prepping all of my veggies. When I was setting up my profile on homechef.com, I wanted to make sure I had something for everyone. So this is the vegan plant-based meal that's just for me. After I chopped up my bell pepper, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my green onion, separating the white part from the green part. And then I'm just going to assemble all of my veggies onto a foil-lined cookie sheet because they're going in the oven to roast. While that's roasting, I'm going to cook some pasta, and I'm just going to properly drain it and hit it with some cold water so that it doesn't all stick together. In a separate bowl, I'm just going to prepare my teriyaki sauce for my noodles. I'm so excited about it. It's going to be so good. So I'm just pouring in all of the pre-measured ingredients. There was a small packet of sriracha, hot sauce, some sesame oil, and some teriyaki sauce. Of course, I added in a splash of soy sauce because that's what I do. And then I just added my noodles to the sauce and tossed them around. Once the noodles are good and coated, I'm going to add in some of my green onions and stir that, and then it's time to plate. Veggies are ready to come out of the oven, so I'm pulling them out. I actually added the white part of that green onion to this roasted veggie spread. I just didn't film it, so my bad, but they're in there, and I'm just going to spoon them over the top of this pasta. To finish this, I'm going to add some of that teriyaki sauce that I put to the side earlier, and then I'm going to sprinkle with some of the sesame seeds. And that's it, you guys. I'm ready to eat. This took no time, and it is absolutely delicious. I am going to be making this again. And due to my busy schedule, you guys, I'm all about prepping meals for later. And so I'm going to take the other part of this serving and stick it in the fridge for dinner. This is also a low-key hack for when I am cooking Anthony something that involves meat. I can have my meal already ready and in the fridge. So speaking of Anthony's meal, I'm going to go ahead and start on his. I'm going to start off by peeling this sweet potato the old-fashioned way. I know this is not the safest thing, so don't try this at home, but I cannot use those little scraper things. It just doesn't work for me. So I'm gonna just dice these up into some big cubes and then cut up some of these cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna set my salmon to the side after I give it a little bit of salt and pepper, and then using that same foiled lined cookie sheet, I'm going to spread out my potatoes, put a little olive oil, and season them. Now this recipe calls for a spinach salad, so I'm just going to prepare that by adding my tomatoes to the spinach, giving it a quick stir, and seasoning it because this is gonna sit for a little bit to marinate. For the salmon, I'm just throwing both fillets into a hot pan at the same time. I go skin down first just because I feel like it gets crispier that way, but those went ahead and cooked pretty quickly, so I'm going to set them to the side for later, and then I'm going to wipe my pan clean and start in with my cream. So this is your typical cream sauce. Think Alfredo. I love that everything I need is exactly measured out for 2 servings, so I don't have to worry about excess, especially since these ingredients are not something you would use like every single day, you know? So I'm going to start on my salad just by adding those potatoes into the spinach, and because the potatoes are hot right out of the oven, it's kind of withering the spinach, so it kind of makes like for a nice little texture. By now the salmon has cooled down pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and add it to my plasticware here. I'm putting in 2 servings of the veggies because that's what I feel is important, and then I'm going to add some of this cream sauce to the top of the salmon because I feel like this is the part that Anthony is going to get excited about. With this, Anthony will have dinner for tonight and lunch for tomorrow. So that's it for today's video, you guys. Hopefully it was inspiring and helpful. If you guys are interested in giving Home Chef a try, because I highly recommend it, make sure that you click the link below, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.